Who's ready to feel it? Heart is pounding again. Boy, look at these large pickup trucks. Slow it down to 15 miles an hour. Boy, that one was a bad one there. The red one. They had the mirrors that stuck out like 1.5 feet. And then they had the tires. All right. This is so dangerous. I mean, because you're pulling so blindly, you know. You know what time it is? Great, they're just getting in. Heck yeah. Joining the fun. Everybody's got the blue kayak. Time to clean today. I know you just clicked off the video. That's cool. I mean, I'm gonna be out here till dark. Try not to make it a 3-hour video, but I'm definitely going to make it an all-day event in heaven. It's Sunday. What else am I going to do? Check that out. Let's do a before and after compared to way back in mid-May when I first came out here. That tree right there had green leaves on it, still had life in it. Angelic life. Was quite different than back then, you know, when I first came out here on the kayak making plans to clean up heaven. When I really wasn't making perfect recoveries out in my hot spots, you know. I decided to focus on something else this warm season. And boy, have I ever done something. I didn't know it was going to take this long. I didn't know the effort was going to end up like this. Was going to require this of me. It's almost like the focus was shifted elsewhere when it comes to the spirituality of it all, like the game itself. Instead of leading us to artifacts and major history, we did find quite a bit, though we have, since about February. But it wasn't what I was hoping for, you know? It wasn't really what I was expecting for the count to be that low. You know what I mean? But the balance has shifted elsewhere, because there's something that I told you in many of my videos in the past, you know, about the balance of life, balance of what you believe in, the balance of the things that you love, you care about, the things that are important to you. Like in my life, for instance, the Atlanta Braves, way back in mid-May, when the infancy of the season, you know, the heart starts pounding. You're just hoping for the best, that they'll win it all. Another season has come around. But I kind of figured something was in the works when it comes to the things I love, the balancing of certain things in life. You can't always have your cake and eat it too. Or can you? Looks like they gave all the warrior artifacts and the spirit of them to a very special team out there Braves just hit 90 wins last night. Fastest in franchise history since the time back in 1998. 90 wins already. Best record in the MLB. I think that's worth missing out on a crate full of artifacts, Thanks for always listening out here. But I know what's going to happen later. I do. I know exactly what's going to happen later. Next year. Next season. Throughout the next seasons. If they don't do so well, I can't wait to see what my artifact collection is going to look like those years. I mean, it was almost balanced out perfectly back in like 2018, 2019. Those years, I was collecting like you would never believe. But their record wasn't that great, even though they did happen to win the NL East, but not the best record. They kind of struggled, even back in 2021, where I found some very monumental and historical things. Not all artifacts, but other things too. Something about the lands, though. There's a lot of things that they know that we don't, and I'm trying to put my finger on it every single time. And it's almost like I always do. Just like out here, what you're looking at. In this perfect location where I'm sitting right now, compared to where I was sitting that very day back in mid-May, coming out here, talking about the landscape, talking about the scenery. And I just finished that video last night and caught one single EVP at the very beginning of the video when I was sitting in this exact same spot, guys. I even titled the video like that. They know what I came out for. They know exactly what I come out for. This season, that is. And it's to win. Win at the game of picking up garbage, The cleaner the heavens, the cleaner the land out here in GA. The more the Atlanta Braves win. Because a battle was won, A battle was won. Let's just put it into that perspective, But on that one video last night that I completed, put those things together, made the video out of it, Editing stuff. And right when I turned the kayak, facing the bridge, somebody said something at the very beginning of that video that spoke to what I was in for the entire summer out here, warm season. Pick up the trash. In that loud, booming voice. Who are you? It's almost like time repeating itself. You know what I came out for. Pick up the trash. How do they know where the trash is, though? You can't even see it unless you zoom in. That's the main reason I came out today. Because I heard that AVP in the first video that I did out here this year, back in mid-May. I told myself as soon as I heard that EVP and put the text down as a recording in my videos, part of the recordings of what they say in places like this. The second I heard that, the first 200 or 300 times, I told myself, you better get your butt out there again tomorrow and do as you're told. Pick up the trash. It's how I'm spending my Labor Day out here, Labor Day weekend. Well, not totally. I did miss yesterday because I was making a video last night. You guys crazy. Let's go see what they have in store for us. Let's hope there's not any major drop downs that are going to have 3,000 bottles in them. I don't think I have the time to spend out here in one single spot with just a couple days left, because they'll be locking the gates, closing down the boat ramp within the next week or two. From what I was told, it was usually after Labor Day when they shut the boat ramp down. So this might be my last time out here today, or maybe even tomorrow if I choose to come out tomorrow if it's too much for me. I still got a couple of spots to clean up over there by the across from the boat ramp, but I'm choosing to try to come out here first on this side because I think the waters are too crazy with all the boats and the jet skis to try to cross over to get to the other side. So I'm going to lay low until I feel that it's safe to get across. Let me go ahead and do my rounds to see what they have out here that they need help with. Let's hope it's not too much to handle. But whatever it is, we will handle it. Hey, get a load of this real quick. While I'm looking at it at this perspective, look at this stump right here. Check that out. What's so special about it though? Reference picture. I mean, you don't see it the way I see it though. I know you don't. What does that look like to you besides a stump sitting out here in the heaven? Frozen time, frozen memory. How they record out here too, by creating sculptural items. That looks like a bird that's flying down into the water. Look at that. Hold on, let me find my finger. There's their right wing right there. There's their tail. There's their, well, yeah, their right wing. Their right wing, left wing, back tail. And they're flying down into the water. Like some birds do, some species. That's amazing, look at that. And they know that I can see it for what it is, a recording out here. Wonder what kind of bird species that is. The ones that actually dive into the water from above when they're fishing. I've seen them before do that thing. And so have they, the ones out here. The ones that recorded. And with that thing right there, time stands still. Nothing like creating sculptures out of natural materials, you know. And they do it well every single time. You're gonna say, leave the styrofoam. That's not my style, to leave things like that. Hey, what's that? I thought I saw a signal tree. Check this thing out though. I could be wrong. It's probably them just trying to make them, in future times, present times. Look at that thing. Another white oak. Massive. Now you can see why I get one of those moods of building, those desires to build things when you come across stuff like this. I mean, look at that. Every time I come across these fabulous rocks out here, these shards and stuff, I tell you this every time I come out to places like this. It puts me in that mood to build something. I know, lame. Tell me about it. Some of the time it's easier to get it with the hands, you know. I'm lazy though, the back is sore. I did 9 miles yesterday, guys. You're going to say, why are you out there working today? Because that's the way I do things. Work until it's done. One o'clock. At least I have about 6 hours left. Better get a move on. But I want to take some time today just to enjoy, some free time, that is, during this holiday weekend. Even though if I decided to come back here tomorrow, who knows, it could be jam-packed in a parking lot. Probably won't be able to find a parking space tomorrow. High on the other side, steep banks, and low on this side. I'm liking it on the other side better. I don't know about you. Means they're probably not going to have too much on the other side over there unless there's a horizontal log or something like that, like 5 or 6, then the bottles are going to be behind the log, trapped up in that thing. Oh, there's a little piece of paper. We always got to get out and get those things too. No matter how big or how small, we got to get them things. Oh man, that's a tiny one too. Please tell me that's a piece of bark and not a candy wrapper. Oh, it's a piece of bark. Okay, we're good, we're good. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be getting out. We're in the low zone right here. Got to take a look around. I got a little story to tell you though. I hope you like Da Vinci stories. My Da Vinci style stories. Hold on, a branch is pulling the bag off the back. All right, good, we're good to go. They didn't pull it off trying to play their cherub pranks out here, making me jump in the water for a bag. Man, look at that. I'm just caught up in the imagery right here in this heavenly zone. Oop, there goes the horizontal log. Got to look behind it. What if someone already came out here and picked up? That would be incredible. Yeah, but let me tell you the story that kind of made me a little bit, angry. I don't get angry that often. I don't. Not a lot of things make me angry except when it comes to traffic. 400, 285, that kind of place. Where my patience runs thin. But it happened over there by the boat ramp, guys. I just got in the boat, the kayak, and there was a guy and his wife. Had to be in their mid to late 50s. And she had the big beach hat on, the big, what do you call that, like burlap or something like that. It was a brown, looked like a basket. And she was standing on the dock, waiting for him to get the boat ready to go. And I just got in the water with the kayak. And she was like, I had my headphones in trying to blast my Da Vinci style music to get going out here. And she started like patting the top of her head, and she started yelling. She was like, "Do you need a hat? Do you want a hat? Would you like to have a hat?" And I pulled out the headsets, and I was like, "No, I'm sorry. What'd you say?" And she was like, "Would you like a hat?" And I was like, "No, that's okay. I'll be all right." And she said, "You're going to get sunburn on your bald spot." And she was like giggling. And that made me self-aware and overly conscious now about my bald spot on top of the head. I told her I had suntan lotion for that thing. I guess, see, that's yin and yang when it comes to life. She was trying to be funny and mean at the same time. She was trying to be polite by offering a hat for a bald spot on top of my head, you know, so I wouldn't get sunburned. That thing had me bummed out for like the first 5 minutes, getting my butt all the way up in this place. That people are starting to notice. So far, so good. Only about 5 things up in here. I've covered about maybe 218 feet. Man, look at that. Yeah, but you can seriously tell when someone just like tosses stuff up here versus things getting floated up here from the waters of eternity backing up. Well, or wildlife carrying it up. Let's not let's not always blame it on the human race tossing things up here. I mean, that looks like it was chewed on by by something. Oh, dang. There's 2 glass bottles up there, but they're not worth leaving out here. They're Pepsi bottles from like the late 80s. They got the styrofoam label on them that are peeling off. That is peeling off, excuse my language. Hello. Let's go and get them things. Here we are on the old road. Whatever this is, access for timberlands and stuff, whatever. Gotta make sure we grab it all. There's a crap load of stuff on this side. You're gonna say, look for old bottle dumps. Well, basically that's what these are. I mean, when people come out here back in the 80s and stuff like that. 80s and 90s. I don't know if they still do or not. This garbage dates back to that time though. You can easily tell. You're gonna say, hey, I thought you were gonna leave the glass bottles. Well, they have to be desirable though. I'll probably leave 1 or 2. It depends on where I leave it though. I mean, I know glass is nature. Man, some of the time it's almost like they just come out here with plastic bags. No logo, no stay. Oh, dang. Crap. This is exactly what I'm worried about right here. You know the water's not going to get this high. It's the hunters who drop all their stuff down the incline. You know, you're right. It could be the deer and the wildlife kicking these things around, playing kickball and stuff out here. Look at that beautiful incline. Further away I get from the kayak, the more nervous I get. Man, I gotta climb my butt all the way down here just for a couple of things. You're gonna say, why don't you leave them? I can't leave the garbage. Hey, it's a deer trail right here. Look at that. Beautiful grass up in here. Who knows how many oil containers from the good old days they just threw down the incline. You're gonna say you need to stay out all day and walk through that place, assess the damage. Let me toss this thing up there. I gotta go all the way down there for a dang plastic cup. All right, good, I didn't break anything. If you would have heard something break, I would have been angry. What's the best way to get down here to get that thing? I was ducking and crawling over log jams all day yesterday. I don't feel like doing that today. I told myself I was not going to be doing this on this side. I was going to come through here with the kayak. On this side. Dang, it's a lot bigger than I thought. Crap. Who knows what kind of trash is going to be out here in this zone. Look how far that thing goes back. Man, and it drops down right here too. I bet that place is loaded down. Let's hope not though. Moment of truth in this heavenly day. Am I going to be in this one spot until 7:15? Or am I going to finish up over there by the boat ramp like I've been trying to for 2 weekends? How big is this going to be out here? Who knows, everything could be backed up in here. Considerably backed up. But I know there's some kind of semi-major creek. Hold on, let me get some pictures. Dang, look at that. Man, that's a nice scene up in here. The way the sun cascades down on the left against this right here highlights the foreground and also the background at the perfect angle. Man, those rocks are angled perfectly to give us that effect. All right. Let's hope that it's not going to be too overwhelming. You know how many times we've gotten in situations like this thinking it's going to be okay from a distance, and we hop on in something and we regret it. I mean, it backs up into a flood zone over here. Looks like over here to the right. And it just drops down. Who knows what's going to be caught up in that thing? It's like a little tiny baby creek. I've never been this far back. But the road, the side road to the George National Cemetery is probably about 600 feet in, which means, you know, there's going to be a drain pipe, a stopping point. But I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, there's a road over there where people probably dump bags and bags worth of garbage back in 1980s. you're, you're probably right. That's what I'm afraid of seeing. But this is a backup zone that cannot be neglected. And it's probably been neglected for 49 years. Oh, I see stuff already. I thought it was going to be all right. Good thing I came by to check it out. You're going to say, you found an iPhone. You never find phones. You're right, I never do. Hey, it's like there's gold on the inside. Look at that. They gave us a surprise. We're going to be grabbing that disaster. And we're going to be grabbing all this too. Dang. Well, I kind of knew what I was in for, though. It doesn't look too bad at the moment. But we've gone through this before out here in this zone. Up and down this river. We think it might be all right for a little bit until we keep going further and find out there's probably 3,000 bottles out here. Not as bad as I thought. Not nearly as bad as I thought. At least through this zone, that is. Who knows what it's going to be like back there on that side. Dang, that's a nice one. Looks like somebody was here before we were, but these things have been backed up for like several years. But check this one out. That one is definitely worth keeping out here. One of the older ones. Even has truth on it right here. Definitely going to leave this thing out for future reference because it's got a message on it. Well, on second thought, let's take it. Thought it'd be cool to find it 3,000 years from now. But maybe they don't want that. Here's the true backup zone right here. The real wetlands. And this is where it begins to get bad. The heavier things that back up over time. You know, like comforters from back in 1994. Whatever the heck this thing is, I won't be able to get it out. And of course, the heavy giant float that probably weighs 35 pounds. Who knows what's living under this thing too. You're gonna say, but you got 2 chairs last time you were here. Let's leave it. We're gonna have to leave that. I don't want to disturb somebody's house under this thing, you know. You know there's gotta be a lot of things, critters and stuff living underneath that thing. It'd be a shame to destroy what they have. Let's forego this right here. For heaven's sake, of course. Oops, it flew too far. Look how beautiful it is right here. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. Who's ready for an initial walkthrough to see what we might be in store for? Back on this side of things, at least we're going uphill. You're gonna say, that doesn't mean jack. That means, hey, there's the creek over there. You're gonna say, go take a look. Go get a glimpse of that thing. Well, the road is like right here. So there's no getting past the road. I mean, not the highway, you know, Knox Bridge is over here. That side road into the George Ness Cemetery is right here, according to the map. All right, I want to see 1,000 bottles piled up. Check out this heavenly spot I never even knew existed. I knew that there was a creek here, but I didn't know it was going to look something like this. Dang. This is what we clean heaven for. Heavenly places like this to help spread it out. Man. It looks almost exactly like Swanee Creek. You know, steep banks on the side, you can't get up, can't get out. And it drops straight in. Yeah, boy, what's going to be on that side? As far as the carpet goes. I mean, that's like a little ditch over there. A big ditch, practically. Let me go ahead and get some heavenly images real quick, so I can always take these memories with me. Along with the videos, that is. Because when it comes to heavenly places, this is no joke. Luckily, there's not 1,000 things over here. They would be greatly disappointed, as I would be too. I'm headed back to get the kayak. I'm a little bit more than a quarter mile away from it. I'm just trying to grab what I can get at the moment. Now we're going to leave the game ball for the little ones out here. Another rush situation. You're going to say, hey man, you're going to have to cover both sides. You're going to have to cover over here, get back in the kayak and get back in that thing. But I can't get up in the creek over here. There's a giant log jam right at the beginning of it. There's no way to get through. Can't believe it's already almost 4 o'clock though. I mean, what if it takes me an hour to clean up that side? You know there's gotta be stuff over there. Like I tell you many times, it's almost like I gotta come back tomorrow. Because this is taking forever. I saw it when I was in the water. I saw it from over here, and I thought it was just like a toy blow-up ball or something like that. It's not. It's a backpack. It looks like it's been sitting there specifically for a reason. It looks brand new, guys. Well, it's a duffel bag. It's got clothes in it. What the heck is going on out here? Probably been here for a while. Women's clothing. Oh, those are pants. They're little. Ingill, Inzal. There's stuff in every pot. Hold on. People probably been out looking at it. They just left it. Looks like I'm gonna have to leave it. Maybe they're gonna come back and get it or something. Who knows if it floated up here, but it wouldn't have. Ooh, they're multi. You're gonna see you got a lot of clothes for your fashion show, man. You got like a whole episode worth of clothes. They had to be homeless. I mean, why would you have a plastic spoon or something like this? Oh yeah, it's been here for a while. Let's leave it. It's part of human history. No reason to take it. They're not going to come back. It's just a cool collection. Let me take some reference pictures. Clothes are not garbage. They're made of cotton and other natural materials. So we're going to leave them. They'll just return to the land where they came from. So far, nothing. It's so beautiful in here, though. Hey, another old road. Check this out. Oh, dang. Yeah, we're going to be here for a while. It looks like everything collected on top of the road. Man. It slowed it down. Well, from what I can see, there's a lot up here. Yeah, boy. Even down to the light bulb. Go figure. Drop that thing in. Looks like we're going to be dropping a lot of things in this thing. Check it out. Old home site stuff. There's no way that the water is going to carry something like this up here. Or float it up here. It's the bottom of something. You're going to say, look around. Well, I know they had old home sites up here. They had to have. The old road. And plus I found evidence on the other side of this hill over here. Last weekend when I was out here, stepping on things. All broken, of course. But how far does it go back? I'm talking about time frame. Man. It seems like everything that we didn't find on the other side, we're finding on this side. And it's loaded down. All the big things are on this side. Well, some of them. Taking forever. It seems like I'm stuck in slow motion, no matter how fast I try to move. It's like they're slowing me down for something. I don't know what it is though. It's like they're trying to get me to find something. Thing's going to take up a lot of space, guys. What the heck is it caught on? Oh, go figure. This zip tie. Beautiful out here, though. Had a thought about something, though. The way I feel right now, just like everything in my body, is just like stuck in slow motion. No matter how fast or how slow I move, I feel like I'm just like... I can't explain the feeling. Yeah, how the heck am I going to get this thing out of here? I'm doing it though. I mean, this whole side compared to the other side, I mean, it's just filled with vines and all sorts of briars on this side. Why are they only on this side? It was nice and clear on the other side. Things I go through for a dang bottle's been out here for 27 years. Now cleaned up. I just don't want to turn around and just be surprised, you know. In a very frightening way. Got to keep my eyes peeled. Over a certain amount of time. Oh my... Oh crap. Dang. The heck do we have here? Man. I told you after all these times coming out here, there had to be something out here. It can't all just be Newski. They all can't be young out here. There's no way. Get a load of what's on this hill up here. It's probably the oldest one out here. We'll go up there in a minute. I see bottles I gotta pick up. But dang. And I don't have a tape measure. Yep, as I expected, old home site somewhere around here. It's almost like they bulldozed it right off the top of the hill. Made from the lands. Ain't nothing like discovering stuff like this. Where am I taking it? Tossing it higher. But dang guys, you know we're always looking for these babies right here. Get a load of the elder. Let's go say hi. Man, there's a pile right there. Pile of stuff. I don't know the species, don't know the type until I get closer. Old road. There goes a hunting ladder. Go figure. At least it's wood and not the metal ones, which means there would be currents out here coming the coming hunting season. But dang. Imagine what they would be looking like if you didn't come out and cut them all down out here. Boy. I can't tell what type she is, what species she is. But no matter what, she is humongous. Definitely the oldest one out here. Gotta be the oldest. I'm trying to count the lobes on the leaves up there because you can't really see. These are all crunched up by the armadillo and the deer rummaging around through here. They have scrunched up the leaves and stuff. Say hello to the oldest tree of life out here. Probably within let's just go ahead and say about a 5-mile radius. Because everything else is mostly pine trees. You will never find them this big out here. Thank the Lord I decided to come back out today. Massive. I can't tell what kind she is though. There's a lower branch right here. Hold on, let me get this thing away from her. They're gonna say you got some leaves right here, man. Can't really tell if that's white oak or not. I mean, there's so many white oaks out here, it's hard to tell who's who. I mean, this is white oak right here. I mean, look at the scale comparison when you zip around. I mean, look at that. It's really not that funny, though. It isn't. It's not that funny. Because we need more of her. More just like her. Man, would you look at that perspective? What oak tree has the 3 lobes at the top? I need to Google the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's 6. Man. No, I don't do size comparisons. I don't stand in front of them so you can see me. I'll have to put a smiley face on my face, to block it out. Man. Gotta be at least 250. Gotta be. If it's a white oak. I think it is a white oak. She's only got 6 lobes on her. On the leaves. They only have 6 lobes. I'm trying to find some more fresh leaves that might have come from her. I mean, if it's a pin oak, it's only going to be like 35 years old. Maybe 55 at the most. But this is no pin oak. Wild. That's how far she stretches out. Probably even further than that. The size of that root. Beautiful. I'm going to be honest with you though. There's nothing like a situation like this. Having the most ancient tree of life out here watching you pick up garbage in their area, in their forest. Ain't nothing like it. I wonder what's going to happen now that they know I've been out here cleaning. And now that they can see us. They've actually witnessed us clean up heaven out here. So glad that I can find you again, Tree of Life. I knew that you had to be out here somewhere. And I found you again, didn't I? Let's hope this continues on for as long as it can. I'm not leaving just yet. I'm just repositioning things. Beautiful. But I know what you guys are saying, ladies and gentlemen. You can definitely find out right now if that lady's still out here. Whoever they are. All you gotta do is just go back and listen to the answers on the audio. And plus, all the ones out here, and especially this one, they know exactly what goes on out here. And they would be able to tell us. Is there a lady out here? Is she still alive? Is she still alive? Where is she? Will I be able to find her? Is there a grave out here? I'll come back later. I'll have to listen to your answers like I always do. Crap. Should have had the bag on me. Oh, it's one of those. I left the bag behind it because I didn't expect it was going to be too much, since this extremely old road just comes down and just goes down into this thing, I think. Looks like I'm going to have to make one of my Da Vinci style stashes. Bring the bag back. Watch where you step. Don't want to be stepping on one of the long ones out here. How come I always gotta find discoveries like this on the very last time that I'm able to come out, this year that is? It's something that we can just walk right through. And of course, there's 3 openings. Go figure. Da Vinci style. Gotta wait till next year. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. How is it already 5:45? At least I'm close to the boat ramp. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon. Got a heavy load behind us. 2 bags is not good enough. Well, hey, little baby bird. How are you this wonderful heavenly weekend? Hope you don't mind me cleaning up your habitat. Like I said, looks like I'm coming back tomorrow. Crap. Whoa. Yes. Check this out. Definitely staying within the landscape. Get a load of this one. I know it's modern, but it's got a design on it, a cornucopia, and it's got text on it too. Golden Harvest. Mason. Never found one of these before. Time to Google the answer later. Try to find out when it's from, but I'm not taking it. Get that thing out of here. So close to the bridge. I mean, we're right around the corner. Definitely coming back out tomorrow, like I said earlier. No, it's not a wasted day. It just means I gotta try to get, what, 9, maybe 7 bags tomorrow. Where am I gonna get all that from? You know how long it takes to fill 7 bags? I'm gonna have to go out looking for it to meet my personal quota. Oh, there goes the first oil container of the day, go figure. On this side. I guess I'm going too slow because I was too captivated with the heaven on the other side, the way the light was coming through, you know? And all the trash was really on this side. I mean, there's like 15 bottles up in here. Treasure for the future. Got another one. All we got to do now is just wait for the garbage truck. Ladies and gentlemen, they're in a blue kayak. Today's garbage day. Well, look at that piece of art. Dang. Everything catches my eye. Boy. Would you look at that thing? Put it back in the water. It'll last longer. All right. Well, this is going to be a struggle for me right here. Well, it goes up on the incline right here, but I see just some random stuff just like sitting around. The bucket is full. You got 3 fully loaded bags that weigh a ton. I can't get any more in the bags. You're going to say, put them in the kayak, like down below in the hatch. Well, I thought about doing that. Should I do that? Yeah, we're going to be done right here. There's the hill right here. The incline is right on the river. I mean, the inset, whatever you call this. Man, we got to go around this big old log right here. This tree. Look at that. We're so close to the bridge. You know the sun's going to be setting earlier now. We are practically in September. First week of September. It's not like this is the first week of June. Only have like another 40 minutes, something like that maybe. Could be less than that. You're going to say, why don't you make 2 trips? What, for a bucket? I still got to assess the location right here. Get the other random stuff. I mean, look at that. Everything is full to the brim. But there's the hill right there, guys. Right there. There's no way there's going to be anything past this right here. And it goes right up here at an incline. It's only a handful of stuff left. I'm going to have to find room for some things. Now, you know for a fact that the waters did not carry or float a brick up here. Well, not just 1, but 2. Or 3. Well, that one's shattered. That one's no good. Another great discovery. They might have had multiple home sites out here back in like the 1850s. Go figure. On the last incline, where there's not going to be any garbage up in here. It's too steep. But you talk about go figure. Of course. The treasure of the day. I know gold and silver when I see it. Dang, they even taped a drawing to it. Hello Kitty? Someone did an artistic rendering of Hello Kitty and they taped it to the balloon. What you know about that? Huh. This is it right here. Last little zone. How am I going to get out of here? I don't know. I'll just have to even it out in 3 different bags. A weird day. How did it take this long just to get 3 bags in this tiny zone on both sides? Where did the time go? Am I going through some kind of time trip? I didn't do that much exploring either. It's almost like today was fast and slow motion at the same time throughout the day. It's impossible. At least I got every last piece. It's going to take me a while to figure this out, but I have less than about 15 minutes to try to even things out. Another job well done in heaven. I know it wasn't 6 bags, but it was the perfect amount for what was out here. Heck yeah. Got it all in there. Had to lower this so I can, see my way back without getting in too much trouble out here when it comes to paddling back. All we got to do is about a 1/4 mile. We'll take that back. It's, about half a mile. But imagine if we could just cut across the woods, guys. Imagine how easy that would have been. Yeah. But instead, we're going to take the long way. All right. Who out here is ready to look all crazy again? At least we don't have to paddle 2.5 miles. At least we don't have to paddle a mile. But people can see us from a mile away. Welcome to heaven. People can't even see the blue kayak. All they see is a black mass. Hey, you know what though? I was thinking about this out here. There's a spot to my right that I've known about for years that might actually have or contain up to 2 bags worth of garbage. And it's that one little corner. That little inset right there. I mean, it kind of goes up on a slight incline. I haven't been over there, and I've been coming out here for like 6 or 7 years. Should have been 6 bags instead of 3. We'll have to get 7 tomorrow. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. Let's get back at this thing tomorrow. Finish this thing up. See you then.